Hey everyone, welcome to the new episode of the Dreamers Podcast. Today I have Nick with me here. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Nick, or as you know me as Luvestruk on Insta.
So just kind of wanted to ask you first, like, what's your art background? I mean, you kind of told me a little bit in the DMs beforehand, but kind of talk about your art process, why you're an artist, how you became an artist, that kind of stuff.
I don't know. I've been doing it for so long. I've been doing it since I was 4 years old. My art has been through so many different kinds of styles, and I've been using all kinds of different techniques. Like I use mixed media and all that, and just all kinds of different stuff. But um, to my style, to this day, I think I finalized it by just by just being myself and drawing what I like. And that's just the main thing of art. I think that's just what you're supposed to do is just express yourself. But that's I've had so much trouble like really finding that what could make me an artist. And because I'd never liked my art until now, because I would always just struggle with finding things and finding a style and being consistent. But I think now, I think over the past couple of years, since 2020, since this whole pandemic, I've I don't know, I've really opened up to more things. I've been experimenting just with just different stuff just all the time. Like every day I experiment, every day I'm trying something new. And I feel like everyone should do that because that's how you really unlock your true potential. But I know I haven't yet. I'm not saying I have, but um I'm just I'm just being an artist. I just create things. That's all I do. I just don't I just do it for people's enjoyment, and if you don't like it, it's whatever. I just do it.
Say that was one of the first things when I went to your page that I found that was interesting is that you don't really have just like a set because a lot of people just have kind of their set style and it like slowly you can see it develop. But you have like graphic design stuff. You made some balaclavas and I'll talk about that later. You have like it'll go from like a pixelated portrait that you did uh, with paint to like some like I love your new like the alien on a horse or whatever like that one. Like it's just kind of all over the place. So I definitely could see that from just looking at your Insta for 2 seconds that you definitely don't have like a set style, which I think is fine. And a lot of people think that they have to kind of find their art style, like find okay this is me, this is me. But like you said, just kind of do what feels right and kind of just be yourself. So that's kind of cool. But how did you, I guess, develop not develop the style because you didn't have a style, but how did you become so I guess versatile and being able to do all that stuff? I mean, did you? I'm assuming teach yourself. Did you? What like how'd that come about?
Yeah. Um I don't know. It's weird because I don't really I never have experience going into different styles and whatnot. I just started oil paint and watercolor like a year ago. And I've just I've been drawing forever. I've done all that. But I'm just able to just really know my environment and know my limits, I guess. In like a medium, and I just go upon it. It's really weird. I don't know. I just I really have trouble explaining how I do my art sometimes when people ask me. But um it just you got to be comfortable with it. It's just it's all cuz when people try new things, they're always really really afraid to mess it up. You have to just do it. You can't think about it. You have to do it. And then that's you obtain new things, and you learn new things. Just that's just how you learn. That's how I learn. But yeah.
So yeah, I think that's definitely important. I mean, the biggest thing you learn from is failure. So I think once you get rid
Exactly.
of that,
Yeah.
yeah, that fear of failure, then you can really the sky's the
Yeah.
limit.
It's all just a mental thing. Fear is
Hmm.
just all mental. and
Mhm.
like how I think of it. But like once you get over that like mental thing, or like just whatever is just stopping you from doing it, you'll love it, and you're so comfortable with doing it, and you won't stop doing it.
Mhm.
Because I've been scared to do like um different mediums like painting. I used to hate painting. I used to hate oil pastels. Hated it because it
Uh-huh.
was so messy. But that's what art is supposed to be, messy. So I really took like took the medium and like pushed it in with my art and made it messy. I made my
Mhm.
art messy. So
So then, since it all kind of is like you said, I mean, it's from within, like it's all just how you feel. What do you do when you're like not in a creative mood, or like you really just nothing's coming? Like, do you try to force it? Do you take a break? And like, what is that process like if you get like a block?
I I don't like I just let it come to me. Like if I get like inspired by something,
Mhm.
like I'll hold it with me, and then I'll hold it with me, and then I'll just like let it go like onto my like I do everything on my iPad. So if I hold on to an idea, like I'll make sure I hold on to that idea and then make sure it's the first thing I do like when I do stuff on my
Mhm.
like my applications and stuff like that. So, yeah, but I don't really like think or like plan out like
Mhm.
what I'm going to do next like with a piece or whatever. It just like all comes just from just time. It just comes to me like naturally. But like what I do like other than making art, I I watch a lot of movies. I love movies. I'm a big movie guy. Um I love hanging out with my friends, family, all that. Yeah. But that's I go to school too.
Mhm.
I'm a senior in high school. I'm graduating in like 2 months. Yeah. Can't wait to finally get out though. God. But yeah, that's like all that I really do besides art.
Nice. So yeah, I have. That's what I I do a lot of my schoolwork on an iPad. Like I bring it to classes and stuff. I'm a college
Yeah.
senior right now, and I'm about to graduate in 2 months. So that'll be
Oh, nice.
interesting. Um, but yeah, I because I got the Apple Pencil and stuff, and like, I mean, it
Yeah,
is kind of
same here.
pricey, but I mean, you can do so much with just like Procreate, and I'm not the best artist myself. I can do a little Photoshop and obviously like editing a little bit, um, but I mean, yeah, if you can get if artists can get their hand on like an iPad or even a cheaper pen or something, there's so much stuff,
Yeah.
and like Procreate's like $10. So I mean, it's really not even the software that
Right.
would be stopping you. Then I also wanted to ask, you mentioned you're from Pennsylvania. How has that really played a
Yep.
role in your art, or I mean, in you in general? Because I'm from Kansas, so I mean, the art scene's a little different than how it would be like kind of online and on Instagram and stuff. So I'm
Yeah.
curious how Instagram plays a role in your art.
Um, not. I honestly, to be honest, I hate where I live. I hate the weather here. It's horrible. Um, like art wise, like I don't know. It hasn't really inspired me much to like to develop my style or like just do art in general. But it doesn't really have like I don't know. It doesn't have anything over me really. It's just like just a place to live. I don't know. There's nothing really special about BA really.
So yeah, I feel that. Yeah, the weather here's been terrible recently. Like the past few days, the wind has been like 40, 50 miles an hour. It's been, yeah, yeah, it's been crazy. So, um, but then you mentioned movies earlier. What are like some of your biggest inspiration when it comes to movies or directors?
I love like I'm big fan of Jordan Peele.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know. I just really like psychological movies and stuff like that, like real thrillers, like older movies too. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm just like I'm not a big like comedy guy for some reason. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like really stick to like movies that will like mess you up. Love anything that has to do with that shit. It's awesome.
So yeah, I was always like a comedy guy growing up. Like, I mean, I'd watch serious movies, but when I was a kid, like I'd love renting like whatever new comedy there was. And then now I'm kind of getting more into more serious
Yeah.
stuff or more stuff that kind of has a story and stuff. And then I go to the movies like all the time, because there's not much else to do here. So I see like everything. So I see the good stuff, I see the bad. I see the Batman.
Oh, dude, I loved it. It was so good.
I I loved it so much because I mean, like I said, like I'm normally more into like comedy, lighthearted
Yeah.
stuff, and that is definitely not what that movie is. But I came out of that movie so happy. I wanted another 3 hours of it.
Oh my lord. I watched it. I watched it twice. I couldn't get enough of it. It's so good.
I'm excited to see where that's gonna go. I really hope they make a sequel.
They said that the sequel's gonna be Mr. Freeze, and he's gonna be like a cannibal, and he freezes his victims and eats them.
I mean, that would honestly be fitting. I mean, the Riddler was basically like Jigsaw with some of those puzzles and stuff
Yeah.
he had.
That movie's it was disturbing, man. Oh, that movie
Yeah,
fucked me
I
up.
cannot imagine all the parents bringing
Oh,
their little kids into that movie, like, oh, just Batman.
I thought it was just like a lighthearted Batman movie. No,
Yeah, and
not
then
that.
seeing the rat maze on the guy's face, and
Oh, I forgot about that part.
yeah,
Oh,
that was a lot more intense than I even thought it was gonna be,
yeah,
but it was
for
awesome.
sure.
Um, and then if you haven't seen Morbius, as a PSA to anyone listening, do not go watch Morbius.
Dude, is it that bad?
It was pretty bad. Like
I've seen so many memes about it being so bad. Oh
yeah,
my
I went
god.
and watched it like opening night because I was I didn't have anything else to do, and yeah, it was not it. I mean, I think it had
Yeah.
potential, like it could have been decent, but it was not for me. Maybe some people will enjoy it, but it's not
Yeah,
terrible. There's just nothing really that I came out and was like, okay, that was good, but it was
right.
okay.
Like when I first saw like the previews for it, I was like, "Oh, this looks pretty good." Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? Um,
Jared Leto.
yeah, Jared Leto. Oh, Jared Leto is a new Marvel character. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Okay, another ad for it." And I was like, "Okay,
Mm-hmm.
another ad for it." And I just kept getting flooded with Morbius ads, and they were
Mm-hmm.
like everywhere. They were everywhere, and I could not get away from them. And that
Mm-hmm.
just like pushed me to the point where I didn't want to see it. So,
Yeah, because I think the movie was supposed to come out like 2 years ago or something. It got like so delayed, and
really?
so
Oh,
yeah, it
I
was
didn't
supposed to
know
come out
that.
like a long time ago. It might have been a year ago, but it got pushed back quite a bit. So I was like, okay, maybe they're taking their time, really gonna, make sure it's good.
Yeah.
I don't think it helped much, but maybe that's
No, it
just
did
me.
not. That's what I've heard.
So I also wanted to ask you, with your art, what do you want to do with it? I mean, do you want to just keep creating and doing like design work for people? I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch of different stuff. Do you want to do prints? You did balaclavas. Do you want to like do clothing? Because that's what it seems like a lot of people do.
Yeah.
What do you what's the future plans for that?
Well, I plan to make just clothing, like print clothing, but I've
Mm-hmm.
tried screen printing and it's not easy to
Mm-hmm.
me for some reason. I don't know. I'm just not really used to that, but I want to do that. I want to make prints. Plan to make stickers, but like that's like short term kind of, but
Mm-hmm.
it's still like not really. But like long term, I really like want to just um sell my art and just like that's like all I want to do. Like I'm just like
Mm-hmm.
I just want to be an artist. Because like people like always ask like what do you like major in or like what do you like mainly like want to do in life?
Mm-hmm.
Like I just want to do art. Like I just want to make art for people. But um as far as like uh, long term, like I want to like start like constructing clothes and like whatnot, like actually like
Mm-hmm.
making clothes, like the balaclavas, like that was just like getting like my feet wet into like making clothes, and I just used like a fabric cutter and some fabric glue. Like I didn't even have like a sewing machine or anything, so I just used that, and it was like it was really cool that I actually like have like a physical piece of clothing that you constructed yourself to like
Mm-hmm.
wear. It's a pretty cool feeling. It's really different from like drawn on like on a canvas, like
Mm-hmm.
painting. But yeah,
Nice. So that's really cool. I mean, definitely a lot of your art I think could look really cool in clothing, and then I think you could really do some crazy, crazy interesting designs and stuff with that. And I
yeah.
mean, yeah, stickers would be something cool, easy to put out, and that'd be nice. But what advice would you give to other aspiring artists, or even if you could go back in time and like talk to yourself, what advice would you give to them?
Do not try to fit in. Do not just don't.
Mhm.
It's not worth it. Like, and this is it's like I live by it.
Mhm.
Fitting in with a certain group of people that you aspire to fit in will make you not cool. Just like not it's not even like cool. Like just like not original
Mhm.
because you were being a clone of someone else. Just be yourself. Be different. Like just do you. Like that's just how I can just put it. Like I've
Mhm.
seen so many people, like Instagram artists, like nowadays, like just like okay, like merch wise, it's the same design all the time. And I'm not bashing
Mhm.
on anyone. I'm not bashing on like their creative like ideas or whatever, but
Mhm.
I'm just saying like it's very just the same thing. It's just very like the same um like anarchy signs with like the
Yeah.
upside down crosses and like
Yeah.
the anime girls and stuff like that. I want to just push I want to push by that. Like I
Mhm.
just like I really you can't like cuz I've seen so many people do the same thing. There's so many people that do the same thing. Like when I because my main thing I just want to make clothes. But I have just been having some difficulties with just like money recently. Like I'm just like
Mhm.
eh. But like that's what I want to do. Like I aspire to be different and I want to give people something different and something unique. And that's just like that's just what I want to do in life. That's just
Mhm.
my main goal to do for people.
Mhm. Yeah, I definitely agree that like you said, like there's a lot of people that I mean, there's nothing wrong with like getting inspired from someone and like kind of going from something as a base. But
Right.
yeah, there's all kinds of brands out there that just are like I don't know, it's like kind of edgy. You know, they have the upside down crosses, the anime girls, and like all this
Yeah.
stuff. And it's like there's nothing wrong with it, but it's like try something different. Like also, um,
Right. And like it's not even like you have to like completely like try something different. Like
mhm,
experiment like a bit. Like I've just seen like people and it's just like the same like or like Arabic writing with like
mhm,
a dude with a turban on with a gun or something. Like and I'm not afraid to admit I used to do stuff like that. I do stuff like that all the time, but I would not like I don't know, per se like put it on clothing and just keep selling like the same kind of thing
mhm.
like every other month. I don't know. That's just me.
Say, and then I also kind of wanted to talk about in your newest piece that you like just posted. It was the little Uzi with his hair spiked up.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask
Yeah.
like I'm assuming like rap kind of plays into it since you posted Uzi, but how does like music and I mean rap or music in general really play into your art or
Oh,
inspiring you?
I see music and art as like an equal
Mhm.
to me for some reason. Like they're completely different, but yet they have the same like effect on me.
Mhm.
Like I just I love music. Like I have like so much love for it and so many artists. Like my music taste is like crazy. Like I just like so many different kinds of artists.
Mhm.
But it just really like I can't listen to music without doing art. Like it's I don't know. But when I do art when I listen to music, like it just has like I don't know. It just I don't know. It it's like the kind of songs I listen to. It's the music I listen to that just makes me get into that
Mhm.
mindset. That just makes me like really creative. Like I listen to like Death Grips, JPEG Mafia, like Daft Punk, like all kinds of like Jimi Hendrix. I listen to like all kinds of different shit. But uh it really does play because I used to draw like a lot of artists like back then. I still do sometimes, but I really used to like back then because like that was like the main way of like getting like recognition as an artist. Like if you drew a music artist, then you would get some good recognition, and that's like something I've noticed. But I try not to do that anymore because I just try to like um just post like my art, like not just like I don't know. It's still cool to like do portraits of like different artists, but I just try to like stick to my main like style and just me basically. I'm not trying to sound like narcissistic, but like I don't know.
So yeah, definitely I have noticed that like if someone has a post where it's like Lil Uzi or like some other different artist, those ones are gonna pop off more than their original ones because it might come up on someone's explore page and like, oh, this is a cool like rendition
Yeah,
of Young Thug or someone. So I mean, I definitely get
right.
why people do it, and like I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. But yeah, like you said, try
Yeah.
try other stuff too, like experiment, and I think that
Right.
is really important. So then I kind of just wanted to talk about what are your plans for this year? I mean, I know you said you're gonna planning on graduating soon, so I'm sure trying to figure out that. But then, what are your plans for releasing art? Are you gonna try to get clothes out this year, or just gonna kind of work on it? Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna work on making
mm-hmm,
clothes soon. That's one of my main goals right now, is just clothes, like
mm-hmm,
hoodies, t-shirts. Like that's it. Like my art on that and just selling it. But other than that, like I still just like just want to like make art. Like I want to put my art in like to shows. Like I've been like looking into different kind of art shows I can
mm-hmm,
put my art into, like just like locally. But um yeah, I just mainly just work on just selling my art and just growing just as a
mm-hmm.
whole as an artist.
Sweet. And so I mean that's kind of like local, or I guess more close goals and stuff. But where do you see yourself in like 5 years, 10 years from now? Like, where do you've kind of mentioned about like you wanted to sell your art and what you want to do, but where do you see yourself in like 5 or 10 years from now?
Yeah. So I plan to definitely move out of the state. Like I'm not saying here. Plan to move like um maybe like
Mm-hmm.
Chicago maybe. I don't know, somewhere around there. But that's around where I want to go to school, Youngstown
Mm-hmm.
University. So it's not too far. And like after that, like I'll probably graduate after that, and I'm just like I just want to live for myself. Like I just want to just be an artist. Like mainly want to like reside like on Instagram, like grow as an Instagram artist, and like I want to continually like I want to make clothes, like and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I don't know if you know Ryder Studios.
Yeah,
He's someone yeah,
yeah.
his stuff's really cool. Like I don't know. I kind of I look up to him a lot in ways like him and Codone like art, especially. But yeah, I've those two people, and shout out I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like Braulio or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like those three people have like pushed me to make art like on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram and stuff like that, and just like experiment, because I've always just like watched them like do like different stuff and just like all that. And it's just like it's just so cool. Like looking at them just like do all this different kind of art. It's just awesome. So I just like I started my account like around like 3 years ago
Mm-hmm.
probably, like coming up like soon maybe. But they just pushed me to just make art
Mm-hmm.
and post it on Instagram, because I was always scared of doing that, because I was always scared like people may not like my stuff, but people probably will not like my stuff. And honestly, like I've grown past that
Mm-hmm.
phase of like people not liking, like getting over that. But it's just like I just do what makes me happy, and I just put out the art that I think looks cool, basically.
Nice. So yeah, I went to Chicago over last summer, and it was definitely a lot different than Kansas. And I'm hopefully kind of thinking about going there. I still got 2 years of graduate school, so I still got a little bit of time left here. But hopefully, maybe Chicago or somewhere, because yeah, I love Kansas and it's a part of me. But I'm I think I'm destined to go somewhere else. Um,
Yeah.
but then also, yeah, like Codone, and I remember finding Writer Studios. Like I think he randomly popped up on my Explore page like 2 3 years ago, and seeing like some of his hats and jackets, and I was like, oh my god, like this is insane. Because it wasn't just like
Yeah.
a cool image on a T-shirt, like it was actually like added stuff, and it was
His like his monster. I don't know
yeah
if you've ever seen his like monster jeans with the spikes going down the side.
yeah
Those are one of my favorite like pieces of
yeah.
clothing
That's I
ever.
think what got me in was like I think it was like the hat, and then like I want to say there's like a jacket with like wings or something. I don't know, like some crazy stuff.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think. And then yeah, Codone. I think even on one of the other episodes I did, people have mentioned Codone a lot. And so I mean, I know he's like a huge force, especially in like.
Yeah. I feel like every Instagram artist always like just like when they think of just a good Instagram artist, like, oh, Kodo.
hmm
'Cause, dude, he's the goat, honestly.
Yeah, Codon's awesome. Hopefully get the Codon interview one day. Um,
That'd be dope.
but yeah, so what do you think your biggest challenge will be with kind of getting to that point in life or getting to the reaching those goals?
Um, I really don't know. I feel like it would just mainly be just momentarily things that just like push me,
Mm-hmm.
like just put me down because I don't really like think of like things that could hurt me in the future. I just think like bad things happen like all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Bad things are just like unplannable. Like they could happen at any moment. So that's why like I just always prepare for the worst and wish for the best. I don't know. But yeah, I just like and whenever art like whenever I make art and like it just something bad happens, like I've been through so many rough patches like this past like year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
It has put me down like so many times where I've taken multiple breaks from posting art and it sucks. Like it really does suck, but
Mm-hmm.
like I push past it and I just grow and I just continue to do what I do because I don't let anything like stop or interfere with my vision or like my art or anything like that. I just do it for the people.
So yeah, I think that's important is just to like we kind of mentioned earlier, like be okay with failing and like there's gonna be
Exactly.
difficulties and
It's
roadblocks
art. Right.
and sometimes you're not gonna feel like doing it when you push past that and like we kind of mentioned like really the biggest competition you're gonna have is yourself and so like that's kind of like my has always been my thing like I remember some people would be like oh like you're not very competitive but I didn't really care about like beating other people. I just wanted to do better than I like the best that I thought I could. And not,
Right.
so like for me, I've always thought like that's the most important is to not be in competition with others. Just be in competition with yourself and really push yourself to do better and do your best. Uh, but then, other than that, do you want to? I mean, shout out your socials or anything else that you wanted to talk about?
Um, Not really. I mean, my IG handle is one of struck. That it's spelled so weird. But nah, I really don't know. But like, if you are an artist out there and you are like struggling to find like a style that works for you and really sticks with you, just be yourself. Like just do things that you
Mm-hmm.
like and do things that truly inspire you and you will like it will eventually like all add up. Just experiment. Just do different things. And that's how you develop your style basically. That's how I learned. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. It works for different people. It may not. I don't know. But it's a very good way.
So yeah, talking to all the different artists on here so far, yeah, I mean that's pretty much been like the number one thing is just being yourself and not being afraid to be yourself.
Right.
And I think especially in the past couple of years, there's been a lot of artists and musicians. Like I think Tyler the Creator comes to mind a lot for me when I think about really being different and being yourself. And I mean he's
Yeah.
just won a Grammy, and I don't think 10 years ago anyone would have thought he would have done that. Well, second one. So I think it's really important to really just be yourself and kind of put everything else to the side, and just work on what makes you happy.
Right. Like there's no shame in being yourself. Like people like nowadays are like just so scared to just like step out of their circle and like
Mm-hmm.
try something actually that pushes the boundaries like upon like art and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like once you do it, you can actually find out many different ways to do other kinds of things too. And that is like the best thing about like pushing what's the word? Pushing the boundaries or whatever, like
Mm-hmm.
stepping out of your what's it called? I don't know.
Stepping out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, comfort zone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
think of the word.
Okay, well,
Yep.
sweet. I appreciate you coming on, taking the time to come on. Wish you best of
Yeah.
luck with the rest of your school year, and
Thank you.
can't wait to see what else you got coming.
All right. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.